RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Macias Insurance Agency, your local independent insurance agent. Andy's Auto Body, Tire, and Auto Service and Sales. Auto Butler Car Wash and Express Lube, located at 1706 Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Roper's Regal Beagle, the Metro East's premier sports bar and grill. Shell Community Federal Credit Union, the one place to go for all your banking needs. Liberty Bank, bank local, bank Liberty. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance, all of your protection under one roof. First Mid-America Credit Union, exceeding member expectations since 1934. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. 4204 Main Street Brewing Company, locally brewed craft beer and the area's best 100% certified Angus steaks and burgers. Calc Institute of Technology, your future, your success.
Here in the top of the first with a senior center fielder, Zach Seymour. His brother bats seventh, Brock Seymour, a sophomore. And here's a strike at the knees, and it's 1-1 as we get underway here in this big SCC ball game. Again, sunshine, and again on the breezy side here today as the wind has picked up a little bit this afternoon. Here's a fly ball, short left field. Left fielder coming in, calling for it, and Logan Presley in left will make the catch. One out.
Wind may have affected that ball a little bit. It looked like it was going to be a ball for the shortstop, and he gave way to the left fielder with that wind blowing from right to left. It maybe carried out a little bit further into short left field for the fly ball out for the leadoff man.
And that will bring in right-handed batter Dakota Corby, and Corby strike one as he takes one down the middle. Logan Presley in left field making that catch. Here's the pitch on the way. Foul back and out of play. Strike two. Baumgartner will be the pitcher for Southwestern. Davis, the pitcher for Roxana. As these teams try to stay on top of the standings in the SCC. There's a couple other teams that have one loss right now, but the only undefeated teams are these two right here. Southwestern 3-0, Roxana 4-0 in the SCC. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. And it is outside for a ball. A little low, too. It's 2-2 to Corby.
Tanner Davis making his 7th start of the season. It's also his 7th game appearance, so all of his appearances have been on in a starting role.
Throws it upstairs above the letters. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And a fly out and a strikeout to start the ball game.
Retire the first 2 batters against this hot Southwestern team and maybe grab some momentum. If you can retire them 1, 2, 3, and now they're going to try to retire Casting, who comes in batting .447.
447 on the year, and that's with a good month of baseball. 13 games they've played. So those numbers are pretty legit. And you talk about numbers just this week alone. Against Litchfield Wednesday, he was the winning pitcher, and he went 3 for 3 with a home run and 5 RBIs. And then last night he drove in 3 more against Brussels. 8 RBIs this week alone, as he was 3 for 4 last night.
Swung at a pitch there that was letter high, fouled it off just off the end of the bat. It was an off-speed pitch that looked like he was expecting, and he couldn't quite square it up.
Tanner Davis looks in, the sign given by Chad Mott, the catcher, and it gets away, low and away, as he wasted one at 0-2 there. Now it's 1-2. Mott, the catcher, around the infield. Mosby at third, Foss at short, Ratliff at second, and Moore at first base. Davis delivers, swing and a foul. Still strike two. Longtime head coach Brian Hanslow coaching down at third base. 20th season for the Piasa Birds baseball manager. Davis delivers to Casting, high, 2-2. Colin Baumgartner, one of the juniors on the roster, will be next, and again, he's the pitcher today. First, though, casting 2-2, bounces in. Maybe hit about halfway home there. 3-2 the count. Right-handed batter digs back in and ready to go. Again, 447 on the year. Ball 4 as he walks him. 2 up, 2 down, and then a 3-2 walk. Baumgartner to the plate. Strikeout and a walk here in this first inning. Moore will hold him on over there at first.
Double-digit RBIs on the season for Baumgartner with 11. Also in double digits, Brock Seymour, he's got 10. So those are the guys that you like to see at the plate with runners on. And right now, Southwestern's got that runner on at first. We'll see if Casting maybe wants to check this catcher here for Roxana, see if he can run on him.
There's a line drive hit to center field, and the center fielder leaps and makes the catch. It sailed on him a little bit, Vandiver out there, but he leaped and made the grab in center field. It was hit right at him and hit hard by Baumgartner, hitting close to 400 on the year, but the Piasa Birds are finished in the top of the first. No score. Shells coming up here in Roxana. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
At Shell Community Federal Credit Union, you are important. We work hard to ensure you have the best banking experience possible. Whether you are inquiring about opening a savings account or wanting to learn more about a loan, our professionals are here to help you with any questions, and we will walk you through every step of the process. Since opening our doors in 1935, we've never forgotten that our members are our most important asset, which is why we continue to excel. For all your banking needs, Shell is the one place to go.
68.
Those losses came early in the year.
Here's a strike called to the right-handed batter Foss, and it's 1-1. Roxana record of 5-9. Southwestern 8-5. Up and in, and he spins away, ducks away. Ball 2.
Baumgartner's a tall pitcher standing on this mound here at Roxana. Looks to be about 6'4" or plus.
I was going to guess 6'6".
Yeah, it's probably close.
Basketball player during the winter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Foss ready to pitch. Breaking ball and fouled straight back to the screen. As he stayed with that one as it was slow breaking ball. After the game, our Munganast Alton Toyota player of the game for you. Here's the pitch. And it is low and away, just off the plate there. 3-2 to Foss.
I'm sure these Southwestern fans, they look at a player like Foss and Vandiver and Galiner. These names have been in the lineup, it seems like 4 or 5 years.
Ground ball foul, first base side. Varsity players since basically they were freshmen, and it's not only baseball either, football, basketball, and then baseball. Year after year. Head coach for Roxana, Scott Harper, coaching at third. Ball low, and he lost him. A leadoff walk. Foss with a good at bat.
That's what you like to see out of your leadoff man. See a lot of pitches. And Foss took a strike or two and then was able to reach base with the walk, making Baumgartner work here early. And now got a runner on with Vandiver coming up.
Blake in from the left side. Where's number 5 for Jerseyville, or the Roxana Shells in their red and blue. We've seen some games this week. I got to know who's playing here. Jerseyville CM Wednesday, then Marquette Greenville Thursday. Now it's Roxana Southwestern. I think I've got it. 1-0 pitch. Upstairs for a ball, and 2-0.
Well, when you glance out on the field, you see the Southwestern team. There's not a whole lot of teams that wear the green and yellow, and they recognizable in that color scheme.
And he'll take a 2-0 pitch, and it's in there for a strike at the belt. Austin Presley will be next. And he's been hot lately. Offensive output lately anyway for Presley. Here's Vandiver sending one to center. Left center. It's tailing away from the center fielder, and it's in the gap. Foss will score with his speed, and Vandiver with his speed going to third, and he is safe. They were going to call him out, but a bobble there at third base, and he is safe instead of out, and it's 1-0.
Now there was some speed on the base pass there. Foss, really good speed to score from first on that double, or we'll call it a triple, as Vandiver slid in at the third base bag. The umpire was going to call him out, but the ball popped free, and he was ruled safe. So it's a leadoff triple, or not a leadoff triple, a triple to drive in the first run of the game as Vandiver gets the RBI here in the bottom half of the first.
There's a strike called to Austin Presley. So good piece of hitting there. Left-handed batter going the other way with power. Vandiver sending it deep to left center field, and it's sliced away from the center fielder right in the gap, and he's at third with nobody out. Presley at 1 ball, 1 strike.
The breeze is blowing from right to left, and with that ball coming off the left-handed swinging Vandiver going the other way, wind may have aided it a little bit.
Strike 2 on a foul ball. So for Vandiver, he drives in the run, his 8th RBI of the year. Presley, 5 RBIs, and he takes the ball.
And his first triple of the year.
He's at third as Coach Scott Harper gives the signs. First base coach Jerry Wheaton for Roxana. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Fastball and running away from the right-handed batter. Big strikeout.
And he needed a strikeout after the first 2 reached. Needed to establish something on the mound there, and he gets the strikeout of the number 3 place batter. Now the cleanup man comes in with that RBI opportunity. Runner at third with 1 out.
And it's Moore with his 5 RBIs. The pitch, strike called, 0-1 the count. Tanner Davis, the pitcher, will be next. Right now it's the right-handed batter Moore, 1-0 Shells in the first inning. Strike at the letters, 0-2.
Moore hitting under 200 on the year, but still slotted in that cleanup position. Only the 5 RBI, and that's well down on the team list as far as RBI totals.
Foul ball into the Roxana dugout, and with the open windows there, I think it went right through and right through the back of the dugout, and they were scattered.
Everybody diving for cover.
As it went in and out of the dugout in a blink of an eye. 0-2 pitch, strike 3 called, and Baumgartner coming back with 2 Ks.
Well, you know that Baumgartner, he's got the capabilities of striking out the side, and he can shut you down. He's got that very nice ERA on the year, and the first 2 got to him, but now he's starting to feel a bit of a groove, and if he can keep this just a 1-run bottom of the first, Southwestern could get some of the momentum back.
Well, his walk to strikeout ratio reminds me of Drake Kanalikin of Jersey. 6 walks, 41 strikeouts, now 43 strikeouts on the year. How about that? Here's a tap back to the hill. Baumgartner will flip to first for the out. Shells could have had more, wish they'd have had more, but they settle for 1 run. And after 1 inning, it's 1-0, Roxana. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Roper's Regal Beagle, located on Godfrey Road, is the Metro East premier sports bar and grill. Open Sunday through Thursday till 2 a.m. and Fridays and Saturdays till 3 a.m. At Roper's Regal Beagle, you will enjoy some of the area's best pizza from their wood-fired pizza oven. There is also a full kitchen offering a huge variety, as well as a soup and salad bar. Sports fans, Roper's Regal Beagle is the place to watch the game. 27 TVs, NFL ticket, Big Ten, Pac-12, and streaming local high school sports.
Western will send the 5, 6, and 7 batters to the plate here. looking for their 9th win in a row. Here's a tap to third, slowly hit, throw to first, scooped by Moore out there. Mosby to Moore, retiring Ben Lois.
That was a nice pick by Moore at first base, a short hop, and he was able to grab it, not bobble it at all, showed it to the umpire, get the first out on the first swing of inning number 2.
Senior catcher Jacob Ritzop, the right-handed batter, digs in. Brock Seymour will be next. 4 seniors in the starting lineup today for Southwestern. Swing and a miss. One of them, the catcher right here, batting 6th. Strike 1 pitch. Swing and a shot to second. Ratliff throws to first. 2 up, 2 down.
That was one of those hops for Ratliff that a lot of errors are made on when it just doesn't come up on you. It stays low, and that's the kind that sneaks under your glove. He was able to keep that glove down and make the play. First 2 retired here in the second.
Here is Brock Seymour, sophomore first baseman. And you look at 4 seniors in the starting lineup. How about 4 sophomores also in the starting lineup for Brian Hanslow today?
Well, I guess it's a good mix. I mean, 4 seniors is about what you would like, but you would like to have some juniors. You probably will take, I mean, if the sophomores are playing, there's a reason. Either there's not that many juniors going out or the sophomores really deserve to play. I think it's a little bit that there's not a lot of juniors on the roster.
Here's a pitch sailing outside, and it's quickly 3-0 here after the first 2 grounded out in this inning. 3 balls, no strikes. Seymour may take a pitch, and he will. Strike 1. Cody Galicki on deck. He's a senior. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul. 3-2.
A lot of foul territory here at Roxana. I mean, more than any other place, probably, I would imagine, in the Riverbend area.
Here's a ground ball up the middle, off the pitcher's glove maybe there, and on into center field. It's a 2-out single. Seymour right back up the middle.
Ratliff made a diving attempt to try to keep it on the infield dirt. Even if he would have stopped the ball, unlikely to throw out the runner at first. It's a single with 2 outs in the second, the first hit of the game for Southwestern's second base runner.
A walk in the first, a hit here in the second, also 1 strikeout for Davis. He throws over to first and the runner back as Cody Galicki is the batter, followed by Luke Galicki. The 2 brothers bat back-to-back in the lineup. Davis throws over to first again. Tanner Davis, not a real strikeout pitcher. 14 walks, 21 strikeouts on the season. So pitches to contact more than some other pitchers would. This one is low for a ball, and he's already walked 1 and struck out 1.
He threw a couple of pickoff throws over to first base. That runner at first really doesn't have that big of a lead. I don't know if he's a threat to run here, but not very big of a lead. But Davis keeping an eye on him, throwing over a couple of times, and we've seen it a couple of times this week with that pitcher throwing wild to first.
There's a shot to left as it was up in his eyes, and he turned on it. Didn't lift it, but he still gets a clean single shot to left field.
It was either a breaking ball that didn't break or a fastball that didn't have enough gumption on it, and a ball up in the eyes and stroked into left field for Galicki. 2-out rally here for Southwestern.
A hit for Galicki, and here's Galicki again. It's Luke, the sophomore. 2 on, 2 out. Back-to-back singles. Pitch is high. Ball 1 to the number 9 hitter. Piasa Birds have won 8 in a row after losing 5 straight to start the season. Here's the pitch, swing and a foul, backing out of play. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on, 2 out. Tanner Davis looks in. Now he will step off and get set back on the top of the hill once again here. Top of the 2nd inning. The stretch and the 1-1. Instead of throw to first, and he is out. Throw over to first, and he's out, leaning the wrong way at first base. And the pickoff will end the inning. Middle of the 2nd inning, 1-0. Piasa Birds trailing here in Roxana. The Shells on top early on. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
What brand of vehicle do you drive? Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, GMC, Buick, Toyota? No matter what brand of vehicle you drive, Quick Lane at Roberts Motors can take care of your maintenance needs. And you don't need an appointment here, just drive on in. Need tires? No need to shop around. We have the lowest tire prices around, guaranteed. Stop in today and see why life truly is better in the Quick Lane. Or see us online at RiverBender.com.
Big when the Shells and the Eagles get together, and that game, that doubleheader has been moved up to 10 o'clock because CM with their prom tomorrow. It was originally scheduled for 11, but now it's a 10 o'clock start. So they'll have to get to the ballpark even earlier than they thought. Before 10, probably. Before 9 a.m.
Must be another beautiful day tomorrow.
Yep. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Strike 2 to Gleaner. And for Southwestern, a cluster. They will play Greenville and Freeburg tomorrow.
Busy week for Southwestern.
Swing and a miss. Upstairs, strike 3, and 3 strikeouts already for Baumgartner. 1 down, 2nd inning.
And you mentioned earlier he has some big strikeout numbers, and he's got the 3 and the first 4 outs recorded, 3 of them by strikeout. Busy week for Southwestern. They played Litchfield on, what was it? Wednesday, and then they played Brussels yesterday. They're playing, of course, Roxana today, and then they've got the 2 games tomorrow. So a busy week.
Swing and a miss, and those 3 teams are going to meet in Freeburg tomorrow. Play a little round robin cluster there. Freeburg, Greenville, Southwestern.
And we saw the Comets yesterday play the Explorers, with Marquette getting the win.
Freeburg, one of the toughest teams around in baseball so far this season. Strike 3 called, and Baumgartner catches Mosby looking. 4 Ks in the game.
2 in the first, 2 more here, and it looks like Baumgartner, after allowing that walk to start the game and the triple by Vandiver, is settling into a groove, and see if Roxana can put together a bit of a 2-out rally. Southwestern put 2 runners on after the first 2 were retired in the top half of this inning.
Up to 45 strikeouts now on the year. And Baumgartner has only pitched 27 innings. Here's a ground ball hit to third. Third baseman will throw across, and quickly, 1, 2, 3, go the Shells. Logan Presley grounds out to third base. And we have played 2 innings here in Shell Country. Roxana 1-0 over the Piasa Birds. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
I'll grab the birthday cake. You bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
That the runner Cody Galicki found himself wandering off first base, and the pitcher picked him off.
And it is strike one as we get underway in the third inning. Again, a pretty good-sized crowd gathered here for this big rivalry game, and probably will grow a little bigger and bigger as we roll on. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock today. Strike two to the batter.
Both teams with their struggles early, but both have been on pretty much of a roll as of late. The 8-game winning streak for Southwestern, 4-2 in the last 6 games for Roxana.
And they are 7-0 combined in the conference so far. Southwestern 3-0, Roxana 4-0. 1-2 pitch, swing and a shot to short. Foss plays the tricky hop, blocks it, throws to first, and got him. Knocked it down with his body, 1 out.
Yeah, he almost expected that he was going to get a poor hop that time, the way he fielded that ball. He really protected his 5-hole, I guess, like a goalie would, by putting that knee towards his other knee and really getting down on it, not allowing it to go through his legs, and he's able to knock it down, throw it on to first.
Left-handed batter Zach Seymour now, senior, will take a ball, 1-0. Here in the third inning, top of the order now for the green and gold Piasa Birds. 1-0 game, the pitch. Swing and a pop-up back here behind home plate. And it will fall in front of the fence here, but the catcher couldn't get back there in time with all this room here. Mott hustling back, strike one. A lot of room at the CM baseball field too in foul territory.
Yeah, that would have been out of play in most baseball fields in the area. Instead, it was almost tracked down by the catcher.
1-1. The pitch is low. 2-1. Corby will be next. And we'll see if he's up there with 2 outs and nobody on base. That's the way it's been the first couple of innings for the Piasa Birds. 2 up, 2 down. And then they get a base runner in each of the first 2 innings after 2 are out. They've left 2 on base. 3-1 the count. Pitch is just inside and ball 4.
Second walk issued in this game by the Roxana Hurler Davis. The Southwestern team, they've got more hits than Roxana. Of course, Roxana leads on the scoreboard.
4 base runners now for Southwestern too, early on. Runner going, and the pitch is a strike. The throw down, bounces in, and safe there. The ball and the runner got there at about the same time. It was down in the dirt, stolen base.
Leadoff man, you expect him to have some good speed, and he tested Mott early in the count. Now he finds himself in scoring position with 1 out here in the third. And you got the second, third place batters. You got casting on deck. This is an opportunity for Southwestern to tie the game.
1 on, 1 out. Runner at second base now. Davis turns, no throw as nobody's there to cover second base. Dakota Corby, 368 to start the day. Just 2 RBIs on the season. Here's the pitch. Swing and a looping liner to short. Foss will grab it. Easy catch, easy play, 2 down.
And he didn't get all of it that time and stayed on the infield. Good play, easy play for the shortstop. And Casting comes in with that runner at second base with 2 outs. Southwestern's best hitter, arguably the best hitter on the field here today, and we'll see if he can come through, maybe tie the game.
And maybe walk him, send him to first, but they're not going to. Maybe pitch around him with first base open. They bounce one in, and it's a wild pitch that sends the runner to third on ball 1.
And here's where a lot of room between home plate and the backstop will come into play. You've got that runner on third base. Does that change your Your pitch calling, do you not throw a ball in the dirt for fear that it would get away from the catcher and allow the run to score? Those things come into play here with this setup at Roxana High School with the big area behind home plate.
Here's the pitch, and it's a strike at the knees. Low strike called there. It's 1-1. Casting leading the team again, 17 RBIs. 2 out, chance here. Swing and a pop, foul. Back here and out of play, strike 2.
Just out of your reach.
Had it all the way. If it was a little closer. 2 strikes and a ball now to this big number 3 hitter, Casting. Tall right-handed batter and 2 outs, 3rd inning. Low and away, 2-2.
He walked first time. But he doesn't really want to walk here. He wants to drive the ball.
Tie the game.
Yep.
Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul. Right straight back and out of play. Talked about his extra base hits, too. 5 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers. The only 2 homers on the team. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a fly ball into left center. Dropping quickly, and it will drop in front of the left fielder. A bloop single to left center field. RBI ties the game off the end of the bat.
Yeah, that ball was on the outside part of the plate, and he kind of reached for it, almost lunging at it a little bit. And he was able to carry out into the grass in short left center field, dropping in front of the converging outfielders there, and it's an RBI single. In the scorebook, it looks like a hard hit line drive. It's just a bloop single to drive in the first run, the tying run for Southwestern.
Left-handed batter now, Baumgartner digs in. And so we are tied at 1-1, just like that, with the 18th RBI of the year. Throw over to first, and the runner back. The outfielders have to play really deep with these big hitters, 3-4 hitters, and that allowed that ball to drop in. 1-1 game now, 3rd inning. Here's Baumgartner. First pitch, outside corner, strike 1.
He's got some good offensive numbers, too. 378 batter on the year. Got 4 extra base hits with 2 doubles, 2 triples. No home runs. 11 RBI.
Swing and a foul, hit and run, and the runner will go back as it's fouled out of play. A new scoreboard here, Roxana, just in fair territory down the left field line, and a ball hit down the left field line. We'll get a little help maybe from the wind today. Blowing right to left if we see a ball go deep into left field. 0-2 pitch here, though, from Davis. Low and away.
Right-handed power hitter can use that new scoreboard as a target. Bounce one off that Shell logo. That'd be a good poke.
Piasa Birds here in Roxana today. Home of the Shells, and the pitch. Breaking ball outside, runner going. No throw is an off-speed pitch. Perfect pitch to go on.
It was a good pitch to steal, and it was a good pitch apparently to take. It looked to me like that was all over the strike zone. Instead, it was called a ball. Counts even now, 2-2.
Number 4 hitter, the cleanup man, Baumgartner, fouls it away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Southwestern has tied the game, and interestingly enough, both runs coming when the runner gets on with a walk. A walk scores in the first, a walk scores here in the third. And both by the leadoff men, Foss and Seymour.
The big difference was a 2-out rally here. That runner scoring with 2 outs for Southwestern.
Here's a shot into right, base hit. Baumgartner pulls it through the hole. Here comes Casting. It's 2-1 Southwestern as they score another.
Yeah, that was a good piece of hitting that time. After fouling off some pitches, he was just getting a piece of it. He's able to turn on this one and line it through that first and second base hole into right field and drives in Casting easily, who scored from second standing up.
A walk in the inning, 2 hits in the inning now, and 2 runs in the inning. 2-1. Southwestern with their first lead. Inside corner strike to Ben Lois.
And after those runners got on, they were able to steal second, and that put them in scoring position. And he would not have scored from first, so allowing him to take second on that steal comes back to bite Roxana.
After 5 o'clock now, you're in tune to WBGZ Alton. And Davis turned and faked to first, didn't throw, and that's a balk.
Yeah, I think they teach you that in Little League. You can't do that.
Can't fake to first, and Baumgartner goes to second base.
I don't know if there was a sign from his catcher that was an indicator for him that he should throw over, because he did confer with his catcher after committing the balk. Like there was a bit of miscommunication.
So another runner in scoring position with 2 out. Ben Lois at strike 1. Now strike 2. Foul ball off of his foot.
Yeah.
Foot or leg there.
He's trying to walk it off.
And head coach Brian Hanslow going to check and make sure he's okay as it went off the left foot.
Yeah, it looks like he's saying the toe. If it catches that inside ankle, boy, that could smart. These high schools baseball teams don't have the budgets that the major leagues do, with all the protective gear that they can wear on the shins and feet and elbows.
0-2. Tanner Davis balked again as he moved while he was in the stretch. As he flinched just enough. Maybe both knees looked like they were shaking and rolling there, and another balk.
And boy, that's difficult. I mean, now you got a runner 90 feet away. We talked about the big space behind home plate, and it would be unfortunate if a third run in this inning would score with a ball getting away after 2 balks.
Swing and a foul back to the screen.
Couple of stolen bases this inning, couple of balks, putting runners, moving them literally from first base into scoring position.
Davis again, it bounces in. Mott blocks this one for ball 1, keeps the runner at third, and keeps it at a 2-1 ball game.
Well, the big bats for Southwestern came through with the 2 outs, Casting with the RBI to tie the game, and then Baumgartner following up with the RBI to take the lead.
1-2 delivery, popped up into left fielder.
That's trouble.
Down quickly, and it will drop into short left. Another pop fly single, RBI, 3-1 as it drops in short left.
And the wind may have affected that one because it's blowing from right to left, and a play like that could have been more easy for the shortstop, ranging out behind third base. Instead, it's out of his reach, and it falls for a base hit. And again, a bloop hit, driving in a run, the 3rd run of the inning. Southwestern leads by 2.
And again, if not for the stolen bases, and now in this case the 2 balks, puts them in scoring position, and those bloop hits go for RBIs, and that's 3 big 2-out hits in a row. All of this coming with 2 outs.
3 straight singles from Casting, Baumgartner, and Lois after 2 outs in the inning. But it was that walk that kind of started the rally. Leadoff man worked a walk. He scored the first run for Southwestern. Piasa Birds lead by 2, 3-2, or 3-1.
Head coach Scott Harper making a trip to the mound.
That's a long trot from the dugout here, too.
All the way to the mound and all the way back, and 2 outs here in the 3rd inning as now it's Jacob Ritzop's turn. The catcher for Southwestern. Bounces in, ball 1.
See if Lois wants to do some running here after 2 stolen bases in this inning. Try to get another runner in scoring position.
Moore holding him on over there at first base. The pitch, swing and a foul into left field as he pulled that one, got out in front, strike 1. We are in the top of the third, and the Piasa Birds have finally broke through here for 3 runs. They lead now 3-1 over Roxana.
I'm sure these coaches, these managers, they know exactly what they want to do tomorrow when both teams will play twice. They would not like to see a situation where they have to run through a bunch of pitchers here the day before a doubleheader. Right now, Tanner Davis laboring in the 3rd inning.
He's got 1 strikeout in the game, 2 walks in the game, and he's now given up 5 hits in the last 2 innings. Here's a pitch upstairs, maybe inside a little bit too. It's 2-1. Make it 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at first. Piasa Birds 3 runs, 3 hits in the inning. A strike, it's a full count.
And they're going to rule that the batter swung the bat that time. I think it may have been a called strike anyway, but a little bit of a half swing that time from the right-handed batter. Ritz hopped, couldn't hold up.
3-2 now, full count. Right-handed batter waits. Davis brings it in. High, ball 4. And this 3rd inning continues with another walk. And that'll bring in Brock Seymour.
2nd walk of the inning, 3rd of the game for Davis. Going to get a courtesy runner here for Southwestern. Looks like number 19, Brennan Bazell. Going to run down at first base for Ritzhop.
2 on, 2 out. Left-handed batter now, Brock Seymour. In this big 3rd inning for the Piasa Birds. Swing and a fly ball to left. He sends it the other way. Left fielder staying with it and makes the play. Logan Presley grabs it in left. But the Piasa Birds take the lead with a 3-run 3rd inning. They now lead Roxana 3-1. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
More baseball today. Southwestern and Roxana here on a Friday afternoon. Getting you ready for the weekend. Catcher Chad Mott takes upstairs. Ball 1 for Roxana here, bottom of the 3rd inning.
We'll see if Roxana can answer. I mean, they scored the game's 1st run. They got the top of the order coming up if Mott can do something here.
Here's a strike, 1-1.
Baumgartner maybe sitting on that bench a little bit long in that top half of the inning. Maybe not quite as sharp coming out.
Here's a pitch upstairs from Baumgartner again. 2-1 the count. Couple of seniors at the top of the order will be next. Foss and Vandiver. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Baumgartner retired the side in the 2nd inning with a pair of strikeouts. He's got 4 in the game.
And 45 on the year. Inside, ball 3. And he has retired 6 in a row since the leadoff or the RBI triple. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He's got another K.
Worked the count to 3-2 did Chad Mott, but he swung and missed. And another K for Baumgartner.
That brings in Foss, who walked to lead off the game for Roxana in the bottom of the 1st inning. Came around to score on an RBI triple by Vandiver. Here's the pitch. It's over but low, ball 1. Baumgartner, first time through the order. 1 walk, 1 hit, 1 run, 5 strikeouts. Ball 2.
Not often you see the leadoff man be your RBI leader, but that's what Coach Harper has with Chance Foss. He's got 13 RBIs on the season. That's tops on the team, and he's the leadoff man.
Swinging a foul off to the right and out of play. Roxana softball also playing a home game here today at the park. They beat Metro East yesterday, softball. Today they're facing O'Fallon, trailing 4-0 at the moment, it looks like, down there. And the Shells trailing here in baseball 3-1 to Southwestern at Roxana Park. Here's the pitch. Swing and a tap towards short. Casting will wait on it. Fires low. Safe. Foss, as the ball gets away, will go to second base. He's safe there.
Well, when that ball came off the bat, you knew that Foss had a chance because it got by the pitcher's mound, and that shortstop had to make a strong throw to get that speedy Foss, who was racing down the line. Shortstop may have hurried his throw just a little bit, went wide at first base. Foss finds himself at second after reaching on the air.
And that will bring in Vandiver from the left side here with Foss at second base. 1 on, 1 out. Here's a foul off to the left and out of play.
Now, this is the recipe that resulted in Roxana scoring the game's first run. Foss reaching base with Vandiver coming to bat. Laced one in that left center field gap last time up. Then raced around the bases to third, slid in safely.
Baumgartner trying a breaking ball, but it stays high. Ball 1. So we go E6 there, not a hit and an error.
I think he would have been out with a good throw.
Okay. Here's a drive into the gap again, left center field again. Center fielder on the run, makes the catch this time. Good play by Seymour, and good base running by Foss as he tags and goes to third, but a good jump by Zach Seymour in center field.
He raced into left center field. He had a long run to haul that one in, stayed with it despite the wind blowing it away from him. Just a little bit more air under it than the first at bat from Vandiver, and it results in a fly ball, but it moves the runner from second to third as Foss stayed close to the bag, and when he saw it was going to be caught, he tagged up and took third.
Swing and a miss. Austin Presley, strike 1. Well, Seymour learned from that first time Vandiver was up where Blake likes to put a fastball, goes the other way with this pitcher with the high fastballs. Now this one's low. Missed the knees, though, for a ball.
And much like Southwestern, scored their runs with 2 outs. Roxana's going to have a 2-out rally to get a run in here.
Foul ball, strike 2.
Middle of the order was able to string together 3 hits in a row after those 2 outs were recorded.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 3-1 game, Southwestern on top here at Roxana. Ground ball to the right side. That'll be Galicki throwing to first, and that will end the inning. A ground out to second base, and that will finish off the Shells in the 3rd inning. We've played 3, and it is 3-1 Piasa Birds. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Come on, guys. We're only up by 1 run. I need some insurance. Let's go.
Put me in, Coach. I can get you some insurance.
AmFam G-Man at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a long one. A home run for AmFam G-Man.
Hit a home run with my team, a winning team. Let me protect your dreams. Call me, Gerard Fisher, 466-7062. Come on, Coach.
American Family Insurance.
8 batters went to the plate in that 3rd inning. 3 of them crossed the plate. 2-run lead as we go to the 4th.
Tanner Davis still out there for Roxana, and he will face the 8-hitter. Cody Galicki is 1 for 1 with a base hit, and it's ball 1 to start the 4th.
Cody Galicki and Drake Kanelican shoe shop at the same store.
Here's the pitch and a strike at the knees.
Can't be traditional with the white spikes or the black spikes. You got to go with the lime green.
Glow in the dark, sort of.
Those will definitely glow in the dark, I believe.
You can see them from a long way away, let's put it that way.
Nonconformist.
2 balls and a strike. And the pitch on the way. Off the end of the bat, he cues it foul, first base side, 2-2. Tanner Davis, right-handed pitcher. Mott the catcher. Mosby at third, Foss at short. Ratliff at second, Moore at first for Roxana. 2-2 pitch, swing and a shot, too short. It goes through the legs of Foss, this time on one hop. A smash, it goes off of his glove and through his legs.
Galicki reached on a single last time up. On base again here with an error by the shortstop that puts the leadoff man on here for the Southwestern Piasa Birds.
We'll see if the number 9 hitter bunts his brother up to second base. Davis delivers, and it's low. Ball 1. He was going to bunt.
And the hand slid up the bat barrel. Didn't offer at it.
Stretch by Davis. Nobody out here. 4th inning. And the pitch. And he bunts, foul, first base side. The Big Z salutes today's business of the day. Reister's Automotive and Transmissions. No worries with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty on their repairs there. Reister's, our business of the day. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. It's a curveball, and it's bunted back to the pitcher. Throws to first. Out there, 1 on, 1 out. Runner to second base.
Good bunt by the ninth place batter. Had that third baseman charging hard. He bunted it back towards the pitcher who threw on to first. And just like to see maybe if they know that the bunt is coming, you'd like to see that pitcher maybe come up with a pitch high in the zone that you can maybe get a pop-up out of it. That was a tailor-made easy ball to bunt, really. Even though it was a breaking pitch, it didn't really have that sharp break to it.
Swing and a miss. Left-handed batter here. Leadoff man, Zach Seymour, strike 1. He walked and scored in that big 3rd inning, last inning. RBIs for Casting, Baumgartner, and Lois, 3, 4, and 5 last inning. Here's the pitch. It's low and away.
Seymour scored the tying run in the game. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored.
Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter, 1-1 with 1 on, 1 out. Popped up, short left. Left fielder's going to have it sliced to him there, and Presley been pretty busy. Logan makes the catch, 2 down.
Seemed like he was aware that the wind may blow that ball back towards him, and he kind of put on the brakes a little bit and made the catch.
Corby now, the right fielder. Strike out, pop out to short. 0 for 2 for the number 2 hitter. Tanner Davis delivers, foul ball, 0-1. Outfield, Logan Presley in left, Austin Presley in right, Vandiver in center field. Two outs, a strike to the batter, the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, low breaking ball, and outside corner, strike 2.
I think Roxana's picked up on the fact that Dakota Corby's kind of an aggressive batter here. Likes to swing the bat, hasn't taken a lot of pitches, and that time they used the curveball to work the outside of the plate and got him to chase.
They bounce this one up there, and it's ball one. Davis looks in, gets the sign with 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at second base. Tries to keep it at 3-1 here. Swing and a foul ball. Friday afternoon baseball, busy week of play-by-play here this week on the Big Z, and the weather cooperating each and every day. We've had some games all week long. Here's a curveball, strike 3 called, and Tanner Davis with just his second strikeout of the game, but he ends the 4th inning for Southwestern. Piasa Birds still lead the Shells, though, 3-1. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Calc Institute of Technology is working for you with career programs for today's jobs. As a career student, you can expect a welcoming atmosphere with exceptional personal service, small classes with one-on-one attention, a set class schedule, and short-term programs that will get you into the workforce quickly. Calc has 2 locations for your convenience, located in both Alton and Fairview Heights. For more information, visit Calc online at www.calc.edu.
Here that Baumgartner is the kind of pitcher who can really get on a roll and start mowing these batters down. He's got that ability.
Try to chip away, maybe get a run or 2 this inning or next inning. And
you need a break to go your way. You need a bad bounce here or something like that. Get things started.
Here's a foul ball backing out of play, and maybe another walk, but that's not likely with Baumgartner. He did walk Foss to lead off the game, first inning, and again, that was just the 7th walk of the year allowed by Baumgartner. This one rolling out to second base. Luke Galicki will throw out more, 1 down.
After striking out 2 in each of the first 2 innings, he had just the 1 strikeout last inning. Retires Moore here on the slow grounder to second base.
That'll bring in the 5-hitter. Pitcher, Tanner Davis. Davis will take outside, ball 1. He's 0 for 1. The only hit for the Shells belongs to Vandiver, the RBI triple. 3 base runners, as that's it for the Shells, too. Here's a strike on the outside corner at the knees. Baseball here in the 5 o'clock hour. One ball, 2 strikes now. Right-handed pitcher Baumgartner delivers. Foul ball backing out of play. Baumgartner looks in, gets the sign, 2 strikes on Davis here. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Baumgartner has another strikeout. 2 up, 2 down in the 4th.
Well, he can add up, those strikeout totals can add up quickly for Baumgartner, and he's a nice weapon to have. I mean, he's just that prototypical pitcher, stands tall on the mound. He's got the good jump on his fastball. He's a classic strikeout pitcher.
Here's a strike to Zach Gleaner. He's the DH today.
Strikeout victim, first time up.
Here's another pitch and another strike. This time a curve, 0-2.
Keeping him guessing.
He has 6 strikeouts, 6 different Shells batters. Just outside as he missed the corner at 0-2. He has retired 11 of the last 12. The only one to reach during that span was the air in the third inning. Retired 7 in a row, then the air. Now he's retired 4 more in a row.
Southwestern is a streaky team. They had that winning streak after a losing streak to start the year. 8 wins straight after, 4 losses to begin the season. 5 losses.
8-5 record. 3-2 count now. Goes from 0-2 to 3-2, and he pops it foul. Back here and out of play it goes. Still 3-2. Baumgartner again to Gleaner here in the 4th. Nothing shaking for the Shells. Nobody on base. Just 3 base runners in the ball game. 3-2. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 more strikeouts in the 4th. 1, 2, 3 for the Shells in the 4th. We'll go to the 5th inning, and our score still Southwestern 3, Roxana 1. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
All right, sir, we finished all the services on your car. They'll take it over for your complimentary car wash, and they'll call you when it's ready.
Toyota player of the game, and this game moving right along as we've played 4, and it's the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the green and gold here.
Well, these are the guys that got it done back in the 3rd inning, coming through with the 2-out RBI singles that turned Southwestern in from a 1-run deficit into a 2-run lead.
Casting has been on base twice. He's walked. Had the pop fly RBI single, a bloop single into short left. As he muscled it out there in the 3rd inning, this one bounces in, 2-0. And then Baumgartner followed with an RBI single. Lois followed with another bloop RBI single. 3-run 3rd inning. We're now in the 5th. It's a strike, 2-1. Baumgartner will be next. He's the pitcher and the cleanup batter. Next pitch, ground ball, 1 hopper, back to the pitcher. Davis flips to first, 1 out.
Well, Casting hustling down the line. It was just a ground ball back up the box, and he didn't take anything for granted, even though it was an underhand toss from the pitcher to first baseman. Casting was beating it down the line. First out. First time he's been out in today's game.
Baumgartner to the plate now. Smacked one into right last time up for an RBI single that put the Birds ahead, 2-1. Fly ball down the left field line. Foul ball. Left fielder over there, though, and makes the catch. Good running grab in foul territory by Logan Presley. There's that man again.
Well, Baumgartner didn't like that one. He let out a growl after he hit that one. He knew it would not go deep enough, and it would stay in play for the left fielder who tracked it down on the run.
He is busy today out there in left field. Here's Lois. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Could be a 1-2-3 inning. Roxana's not had a 1-2-3 inning yet. They can retire Lois here after the first 2 have been out on back-to-back pitches.
Lois started today hitting 172 with 5 RBIs, but that bloop RBI single is going to help that average and give him his 6th RBI of the year. Here's a shot into left center field, and he's got another hit. It's a single into left center with 2 down for Lois.
Big turn at first, but the throw comes into second base, and He's going to have to hold it first. So no 1-2-3 inning for the Roxana hurler Davis. Instead, Lois reaches with 2 outs.
You jinxed it.
Sorry.
Ritzop, the batter.
Sorry, Mrs. Davis.
That's good. Jacob Ritzop, the catcher now. Throw over to first, and the runner back. We're in the 5th here, top of the 5th. Davis delivers, swing and a pop-up. It's going to left field again. There's Presley again. He's under it. He has it. That's the end of the 5th inning for the Piasa Birds, who still lead the Shells 3-1. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
If you have car problems, Andy's has the solution. Customer service is priority number 1. Our dedicated staff will be more than helpful in getting your car back on the road while you relax in our comfortable waiting area. If needed, we'll also make arrangements for a rental. Our experienced ASC certified technicians will walk you through every step of the process. Andy's Tire and Auto Service offers every under-the-hood service you need. Visit one of our 4 convenient locations today.
And in the other inning, he had another strikeout. So 7 total. Here's Sam Mosby, strike 1.
After the first 2 reached in the first, he retired 3 in a row. Then it was a 3-up, 3-down second inning. And a 3-up, 3-down fourth inning.
And he's got Mosby set up here at 0-2. High, ball 1. Baumgartner a record of 2-2. Davis a record of 2-2. As they start the day. Low, 2-2 the count.
Southwestern played that home game on Wednesday. They were at Sauget yesterday, and now they're playing on the road at Roxana. They're going to be in Freeburg for 2 tomorrow.
Ground ball to short. 2 Hopper to Casting there. He'll take his time and fire to first. 1 out.
Not the strikeout, but a routine grounder to record the first out of the inning.
And here is Logan Presley, 0 for 1.
He's been getting a workout in left field. He's been the busy outfielder, the center fielder as well. Logan Presley's been tracking down some fly balls in this one.
Here's a fly ball, short right field. Second baseman out, and he's going to call for it as he's got a pretty good angle on it, Luke Galicki, and he makes the catch in short right. Pop up to second, 2 down.
A little bit of a dangerous play. If you come to Roxana, you'll notice that the infield dirt in places is a little bit higher than the grass. It kind of slopes off a little bit, and if you get that transition from the dirt to the grass, you can stumble on that seam a little bit, and it looked like Galicki was able to stay with it that time after transitioning from the dirt infield to the grass outfield.
And now Billy Mathis will check in here. Pinch hitter for Mott, and Mathis will line one to right. Base hit. Pinch hitter sends one to right field with 2 outs. Mathis with a base hit.
He's saying, I should have been in the starting lineup. I'm going to swing here on the first pitch I see, and I'm going to reach base here with 2 outs.
It looks like he's going to stay in, run for himself here, and it's going to be Chance Foss, top of the order. And it'll be his 3rd at bat of the day against Baumgartner. Foul ball, strike 1.
Mathis is listed as a catcher, hitting for the catcher Mott, so it's likely he will stay in the game.
Strike 1 now to Foss. He has walked, he has reached on an error, been on base twice. The pitch. It's a strike around the knees, 0-2.
That was the first hit for Roxana since the second batter of the game. Vandiver had that triple.
7 in a row retired by Baumgartner. Here's a ball that gets away, and Mathis at second base with 2 down.
Runner was going when the ball was thrown in the dirt. Was give him a stolen base there rather than a wild pitch since he was on the run.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the right side. Luke Golicky to his right. Throws out Foss, and that's the end of the 5th inning for the Roxana Shells. They're finished. 1 hit, 1 left. They've left 3 on base in the ball game. And after 5 innings, it's still the Piasa Birds over the Shells, 3-1. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
At 4204 Main Street Brewing Company, we believe that great food paired with our own locally brewed craft beer is a staple in life, and we want to share that experience. At 4204, you will find a menu that complements our very own award-winning craft beers, and we serve the area's best 100% certified Angus steaks and burgers. You can find us in both Alton by the Alton Square Mall and at our original location at 4204 West Main Street in Belleville. Come visit 4204 Main Street Brewing Company today for an experience you won't soon forget.
And strike 1 to Brock Seymour.
There's been some production out of the bottom of the order here for Southwestern. They haven't had any runs scored from the bottom of the order, but Seymour's been on base 1 out of his 2 at-bats. Golicky's been on base twice. You get those runners on base, you get more at-bats for the top of the order, middle of the order. Even though it doesn't really show up on the scoreboard, things like that in the scorebook can be the difference in the game.
1 ball, 1 strike to the first baseman. Seymour at the dish. And the 1-1 pitch, swing and a foul tip off the catcher, Chad Mott, who re-enters the game, strike 2.
Yeah, Mathis pinch hit for him, and even though Mathis is a catcher, Mott stays in the game, re-enters.
Left-handed batter digs back in, ready to go against Tanner Davis. Davis for Roxana, looks in, gets the sign. Catcher sets up way outside, and it's low and away, 2-2.
You wonder if maybe this was 1 or 2 games for this week for Roxana. Would they have lifted Tanner Davis when he struggled a bit? But knowing that you got 2 games to play tomorrow, you need your pitching. You don't want to necessarily go through a bunch here.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and strikeout number 3 for Davis. He has walked 3 and struck out 3 now in the game.
Struck out Dakota Corby twice in this game. So this is the only Southwestern batter other than Corby to go down swinging or watching a 3rd strike.
Cody Golicky takes a curve, strike 1. Number 8 hitter now, 3rd baseman for the Piasa Birds. This one is off the end of the bat. Vandiver coming in. He'll have to play it on a hop as it's another bloop single that drops in front of the outfield there for the Shells.
He had a good break on the ball. Is just not hit hard enough to carry out to him, and it's going to drop in for a base hit just out on the outfield grass in center field. Golicky on for the 3rd time today. 2nd hit.
And 7th hit overall for the Piasa Birds. A 1-out single. And swing and a foul. Back and out of play. The Big Z salutes today's business of the day, Reister's Automotive and Transmissions. For Friday the 15th, it's Reister's. Strike 1 pitch is high for a ball. 1-1 with 1 on, 1 out. One delivery by Davis now. Stretch, delivers, and it's shot up the middle and a base hit. A hanging breaking ball there it looked like, and he put it right back into center field. 2 on, 1 out.
I don't know if Davis had a play on that ball. He kind of reached for it, and he was also kind of reaching across his body with his momentum carrying off the first base side. He had to reach back on the third base side of the pitcher's mound to try to stab at that ball. It went through the middle, and that's back-to-back hits from the Galicki brothers with one out here in the 6th.
8 hits in the game now overall, and we roll over to the top of the order. Zach Seymour, strike one. Two on and one out. Southwestern trying to tack on to their lead here. This one's tapped foul, 0-2.
Seymour on base via the walk, scored the tying run back in that 3rd inning. His other 2 at-bats, flyouts to left field, keeping Mr. Presley busy out in left.
2-strike pitch from Davis as he works out of the stretch and delivers. Strike 3 at the letters. Strike 3, another K, 2 outs in the inning.
High strike getting called. Strike 3 that time for Tanner Davis. First time this game, he's got 2 strikeouts in the same inning.
Looks like Bazell's going to pinch hit here as he takes the bat from Corby, the sophomore. 2 outs in the inning and 4 strikeouts now in the game for Davis.
Saw Bazell earlier as a courtesy runner. Now he's going to get a chance to swing the bat.
And he'll take low, ball 1 here in the 6th. 2 on, 2 out. 0 for 3 for Corby while he was in there. Number 19 bats here from the right side. The pitch. Strike called at the knees, 1-1.
Well, if you're Southwestern, you'd like to get that 2-out rally here and bring across a run or 2 in insurance runs. But if nothing else, you know that Casting, Baumgartner, Lois, who've had some good days today, they're going to be coming to bat in the 7th if they need the runs.
Here's a tap. Third baseman cuts it off in front of the shortstop, and Mosby throws to first, and that's the end of the 6th inning for Southwestern. They get 2 hits. They leave 2 on base. They've left 8. We're in the middle of the 6th inning now, and it's still 3-1. Southwestern over Roxana. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Roper's Regal Beagle, located on Godfrey Road, is the Metro East premier sports bar and grill. Open Sunday through Thursday till 2 a.m. and Fridays and Saturdays till 3 a.m. At Roper's Regal Beagle, you will enjoy some of the area's best pizza from their wood-fired pizza oven. There's also a full kitchen offering a huge variety, as well as a soup and salad bar. Sports fans, Roper's Regal Beagle is the place to watch the game. 27 TVs, NFL ticket, Big Ten, Pac-12, and streaming local high school sports.
4th in the batting order, batting here in the 6th inning. Southwestern's going to have confidence if they can get Roxana retired here quickly in the 6th, knowing that the bottom of the order will be due up for Roxana when we get to the 7th. So this is an important inning, some important at-bats if Roxana wants to come back win.
In the 5th inning, Roxana had a 2-out hit, left their 3rd runner on base, and it was the only inning that Baumgartner has not had at least 1 strikeout. He has struck out 7 today. Here's a line drive by Vandiver into right, and the right fielder, Corby, back in there, will play it on a hop, and Vandiver has 2 hits.
And triple, drove in a run back in the 1st inning. Gets a hit here, just the 3rd hit of the day for Roxana, but it's a big one, leads off the inning. Vandiver, of course, a threat to run. And we'll see if he tries to get down into scoring position.
Austin Presley, 0 for 2, digs in. High fastball, ball 1. Well, Southwestern with 6 outs to get to win their 9th in a row and go to 4-0 in the SCC. Roxana trying to do something about that. Runner going, the pitch is high. The throw to second is high. Safe for Vandiver, and it's 2-0 to Austin Presley.
Well, it was a good throw for the catcher to handle and try to gun down Vandiver, but Ritzhop sailed it a bit. And sliding in easily with the stolen base was Vandiver.
There's a ball inside. It's 3-0, and Baumgartner has only walked 1 today. 7 on the year.
You talk about batters taking a pitch or swinging away at 3-0, you got to be taken here.
Maybe take 2. There's a strike. 3-1. And it's a strike. 3-2 now as he took a couple.
This middle of the order for Roxana just hasn't been getting it done today. Vandiver's been on base twice, but 3 through 8 in the lineup has not reached base.
Austin Presley stays alive as he taps 1 foul. Adam Moore on deck. We're in the heart of the order, maybe for the last time today for the Shells. There's a shot, and it is foul down the first base line. A late swing. 3-2 the count. Nobody out. Vandiver at second base.
Kind of a defensive swing there, just trying to make contact. He did, and almost fell in fair.
Another 3-2 from Baumgartner here. Swing and a foul. Still alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the number 3 hitter who has struck out, grounded out today.
Well, if he gets that ball into the outfield grass, outfielder, especially the right fielder, playing pretty deep, good speed from Vandiver at second, he's going to score pretty easily.
Swing and a miss. High heat struck him out, and Baumgartner has another.
Thought maybe Baumgartner may have been getting gassed a little bit, not striking out a batter in the 5th, but he retires the first out here in the 6th via the K. Is that 8 on the game?
It is 8 Ks in the ball game, and here is Adam Moore.
Came in with 41, now at 49 strikeouts on the year. There goes Vandiver.
He's going to third. The pitch is inside, and no chance for the catcher to throw down there. He decides to hold it.
Steals it without a throw. I mean, he would have stole it standing up, even with a throw, I think. He had a heck of a jump.
He stole second, stole third, and here's a foul backing out of play. Adam Moore is at 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out.
With Presley striking out, he was the first batter to strike out twice in this game against Baumgartner.
Here's another foul by Moore, strike 2.
But Moore was a strikeout victim back in the 1st inning. Grounded out in the 4th. He's 0 for 2.
Another one from Baumgartner here, and it is high and outside, 2-2. Here's another, and it's a foul ball at home plate.
Just couldn't hold on. That would have been another strikeout.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at third, Vandiver. Moore at the plate. Swing and a line drive, base hit into right field, right over the second baseman's head. Nice easy swing, RBI single, 3-2 ball game.
It's getting close and nail-biting time if you're Southwestern, trying to protect this now a 1-run lead. Adam Moore had 2 strikes on him, takes the ball the other way, strokes it into right field, and he's got the RBI single that makes it a 1-run ball game here in the 6th. He's going to be lifted for a pinch runner, Jacob McGuire.
Number 11, McGuire in at first base. 1 out. Here is Tanner Davis, the number 5 hitter.
Foss and Vandiver at the top of the order, 1 and 2 in the lineup. They had been on base twice each. We also saw the 9th place batter. Actually, it was Mathis pinch hitting who had a single. But other than the top of the order, the rest of the lineup had been struggling until Moore comes through with the RBI single here.
And Moore gets his 6th RBI of the year. And the pitch is outside for a ball. 1-1 the count. Still one out, a strikeout in the inning. We've had 2 hits in the inning now, though. Vandiver and Moore. And a run for the Shells. Scored a run in the first, and now a run in the 6th. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Well, Tanner Davis, he's the pitcher of record for Roxana. He's in the batter's box here, so he can help his own cause. A long poke will put Roxana back on top. He's probably going to have to hit one in the gap to get that runner home from first.
Popped foul, back and out of play. As this 6th inning continues for Roxana, they tried to get that runner at first around to the pay station to tie the game. We'll see. 1 on, 1 out. Pitch is a ball. The runner going. The throw not in time as it bounces in there. And the catcher Casting thought the runner might have come off the bag there as he kept the tag on him, but safe.
Yeah, he was pretty confident that that runner who just tumbled into second base, McGuire, awkward-looking slide. Casting feels that he came off the base at second, but umpire right on the play said he was safe.
Swing and a miss, high heat again, and Baumgartner here in crunch time is muscling up.
Retires Davis via the K for the 2nd straight time. Davis 0 for 3 at the plate.
Give him 50 strikeouts on the year now to go along with 7 walks. Baumgartner now to Gleaner, the DH. Swing and a foul, strike 1. Southwestern 3, Roxana 2. Bottom of the 6th. And into the 6 o'clock hour we go with baseball. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
When we saw these 2 teams undefeated in the conference with unblemished records, you figured that this would be a pretty darn close matchup, and it's proven to be that. 2 runs separating these teams most of the game. Now it's a 1-run game in the late innings.
Check swing by Gleaner, and I think he went too far. No, the base umpire says no, he did not.
I think Roxana got a life there. They get an extra pitch. It looked like from this angle he had offered at it.
Surprised the home plate umpire didn't ring him up on that without help. 1-2 now to Gleaner. Swing and a drive into left. Left fielder coming on and makes the play. Hit hard, but Lois is there on the line drive out. 1 run, 2 hits for the Shells. They make it a 1-run game with 1 inning to go. We'll go to the 7th. Southwestern 3, Roxana 2. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Red or black, silver or gold, new or used. At First Mid-America Credit Union, they know options are important to you. That's why they've made relationships with local dealerships where you'll receive all the extras with First Mid-America Credit Union's low rates and financing done on the spot. All you have to do is decide what you want. Your car, our loans, they're made for each other. www.1stmidamerica.org or call 618-258-3168 to speak to a representative.
Got the right guys up if they want to maybe get an insurance run this inning. They've got the 3, 4, and 5 batters coming to the plate, and these were the 3 that drove in runs back in the 3rd inning that gave Southwestern the lead that they have not relinquished. Back-to-back hits, back-to-back-to-back hits, singles with 2 outs in the 3rd. RBIs from Casting, Baumgartner, and Lois.
Casting here, the 3-hitter. Will tap one to the right side. Ratliff, second baseman, flips to first. Out there, and another bang-bang play at first base.
That was just an awkward-looking toss from the second baseman. He didn't put much on it at all, and Casting was convinced that he had beaten that throw, as it looked like it just kind of lingered in the air on that short toss to the first baseman. First base coach at Southwestern also not happy with the call down at first.
Colin Baumgartner now. And Baumgartner will watch one go by outside, ball 1. Still have the starters in here, Davis and Baumgartner in the 7th inning. Tanner Davis brings it in. Swing and a tap to first. And it goes to Moore. He steps on the bag. First base unassisted, 2 down.
I think that ball hit the bag and came up on Moore, and he was able to stay with it, field it, and step on unassisted.
Now it's Ben Lois, the number 5 hitter, who has 2 hits. Well, Southwestern has had 8 hits. They've left 8 on base, so they could have had a lot more today. Right now they still lead, though, but it's 3-2. High, ball 1.
Well, if you're Coach Harper for Roxana, pretty happy with the outing here from Davis, the Southwestern team who's had some good games in recent weeks with that 8-game winning streak, and you've limited them to 3 runs, and you've kept your team in the game, knowing that it's been a busy week so far, and you've got 2 more games left to play tomorrow. As a coach, you've got to look ahead to personnel for the next day. That's maybe why you don't see there's a ground ball fair.
Down the third base line, long throw out there. 3 ground ball outs in the 7th inning for the Piasa Birds. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. The Shells need a run to tie the game, 2 to win the game. Southwestern 3, Roxana 2 in the 7th. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Calc Institute of Technology is working for you with career programs for today's jobs. As a career student, you can expect a welcoming atmosphere with exceptional personal service, small classes with one-on-one attention, a set class schedule, and short-term programs that will get you into the workforce quickly. Calc has 2 locations for your convenience located in both Alton and Fairview Heights. For more information, visit Calc online at www.calc.edu.
Strike, we're underway in the bottom of the 7th. Sam Mosby, strike 1. 9 strikeouts for Baumgartner in the game. Swing and a shot foul, strike 2.
Roxana bench has all of a sudden got some life in them as they try to root on their team for a 7th inning rally.
2 strikes and nothing for Mosby here. The pitch. Off the end of the bat, shortstop out. Is it going to drop? It will. It's a bloop hit. This time for the Shells in left center field.
Well, the center fielder for the Piasa Birds, Seymour, he was playing more towards right field. Even though the wind has been blowing to left field, he was not respecting the fact that that batter could pull the ball, hit the ball that way. Instead, it falls in for a hit, short center field, and that leadoff man is on. Exactly what Roxana wants if they want to rally for a win or force extra innings.
That's the 5th hit for the Shells now in the game. Here's a foul ball, but 4 of their 5 hits have come in the last 3 innings. Strike 1 to Logan Presley here.
I think we've got a pinch runner at first base too. We're looking to get his number. Looks like Jacob Carpenter going to pinch run at first for Mosby.
Pitch is high, throw to first, sails into right field. The catcher with an error. Runner goes to second, nobody out.
Well, these are the breaks that you talk about if you want to come from behind, if you want to rally for a win, you need some things to go your way. Leadoff single, and then maybe an ill-advised pickoff attempt. And all of a sudden, you've got a runner tying run at second base with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Baumgartner may reach back for some extra now. He fires a strike in there, strike 2.
If you're Southwestern, you got confidence that the strikeout pitcher like Baumgartner, even though that tying run is on at second base and there's nobody out, he can go after these batters and he can retire them via the K.
Swing and a pop-up first base side. First baseman coming over, catcher coming over. Diving try by the catcher, and he couldn't come up with it, but hustle all the way to the Roxana dugout.
And when you get to that Roxana dugout, there's like gravel right in front of their very abrasive surface, and the catcher, Ritzhopt, was full bore right in front of the dugout, diving effort, and he couldn't quite come up with it.
I didn't think he was going to be close. First baseman either, but they both got over there in the neighborhood. 1 ball, 2 strikes, still here to Logan Presley. Pitch on the way. Swing and a pop again. Over near the dugout again. Foul ball. Still 2 strikes and a ball. Baumgartner gets a new baseball. On deck, Chad Mott, the catcher, and then Foss, the top of the order. Baumgartner the stretch. Here it comes. High breaking ball. 2-2.
Baumgartner with that 2-2 record on the season. He has 3 complete games. This is his 5th start of the year, and he's completed a game as a losing pitcher, and of course the 2 wins.
Here's a base hit into center field, and it is bobbled by the center fielder. It's a hit, an error, and the game is tied as the Shells score with still nobody out.
Logan Presley comes through, and then an 8th place spot in the batting order with a hard hit ball up the middle for a single. Misplayed a little bit by the center fielder, Seymour. I don't think he would have thrown out the runner at home plate, but he did allow the hitter to take second base.
And it's an RBI for Logan Presley to tie the game at 3-3, 7th inning. Shells get a run in the 6th and at least one in the 7th.
That's got to be a single and an error to allow that runner to get down to second.
And Mott is going to try to bunt the runner to third. Nobody out here.
And that's 2 errors in the inning.
Helping the Shells along and helped them to tie the game. 3-3, 7th inning. Here's the pitch. And it's a strike. It's 1-1.
Well, either we're going to go to extra innings or Roxana is going to keep this rally going and push across the winning run in this tight game that's now knotted up at 3.
Here's the pitch. It's a strike. He was going to bunt. Watched it go by. Strike 2.
This is only the 2nd at bat of the game for Mott. He struck out back in the 3rd, was pinch hit for in the 5th, re-entered the ball game. Now bats here. The runner at 2nd, the go-ahead run, the winning run.
Pitch, it's bunted foul, and that's strike 3. 1 out, 7th inning, and that is strikeout number 10 for Baumgartner.
Not your traditional strikeout, but he'll go in the scorebook nonetheless as a strikeout for Baumgartner. And again, he's got a strikeout in every inning but 1 today.
That will bring in Chance Foss. That means it's the top of the batting order now.
And these batters at the top of the order, Foss and Vandiver, they've been on base twice each. Now a hit by pitch.
Hit by pitch. Foss will trot down to first base. And that will make it 2 on, 1 out. And Blake Vandiver, who's had a good day against Baumgartner. And head coach Brian Hanslow will go to the mound to talk over the situation here.
Well, that runner at first really doesn't mean anything. I mean, the go-ahead run is at second base. All this does by hitting Foss, you take the bat out of his hands for one thing, and he's got the 2 hits, or he's got the 1 hit today. Actually, does not have a hit. He's reached on an error and he's walked 1. So you take that bat out of Foss's hands. You also set up a force out at second base. Unlikely you would turn a double play with the speedy Vandiver, but there's more options for you defensively. You can step on third for a force. You can step on second with a force out. That runner at first really doesn't mean a lot in a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, here we go. Blake Vandiver digs in from the left side. 1 out, 2 on for the Shells. 3-3 game. And it's a strike called to Vandiver, who has 2 hits.
Now he's got that triple and an RBI in the 1st. He singled and scored a run in the 6th inning.
Stole 2 bases and then scored. Here's a line drive to center. Center fielder coming on. He can't get it. And that's going to be the ball game. Vandiver wins it for the Shells. 4-3. Roxana as they win it in the bottom of the 7th with a rally.
Well, he hit that ball hard. The center fielder, Seymour, maybe didn't make the right play on it. He really came in charging. Know that he would have to make a strong play to home plate. As he came in charging, the ball sailed on him a little bit, and it went to the fence, and it was a double here for Vandiver's third hit of the game, his second RBI of the game, and it's a game-winning RBI. What a dramatic win for the Roxana Shells. All day long struggling with Baumgartner, and finally they push across 2 runs in the 7th inning to win it by 1.
6 hits, though, in the last 3 innings for Roxana against Baumgartner, and 4-3. They win it here at home over the Piasa Birds. Back to wrap it up in a moment. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.